Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gardening for Better Health. This is Henry B. 723 coming to you from my garden in Zone 6A in Michigan. I'm doing well. I hope you and your family are doing wonderful and that things are going as well as you'd like them to go. And if they're not going as well as you'd like them to go right now, that they quickly turn around and go the way you want them to go. Well, I have a decision to make, and I'm not happy about this decision, but I have to make this decision anyway. I'm looking at my beefsteak tomatoes. My beefsteak tomatoes are struggling. That's because the temperatures here have been dipping into the 70s during the day, and at nighttime it's getting to be pretty low. And it's the low nighttime temperatures that's causing my tomatoes to suffer. There's a saying that says you have to know when to hold on to them. You have to know when to fold and walk away. And so I could hold on to these, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. My tomatoes over here don't look happy. And they're drooping. And they're not drooping because they don't have water. They've been watered, okay? They're drooping because the temperatures are not conducive to what they would like it to be. So they've started to droop. And if you look over here, there are lots of tomatoes on these vines. They're green. They've not matured yet in terms of being red ripe, but they're pretty good size. There are lots more on here. You can see these. There are more under here, a cluster under here, if you can see them. And I have 3 tomato vines that are doing the same thing. You look at these tomatoes. And because it's now September 24th, these tomatoes are not gonna make it to maturity this season. So my choice is I can either go in and trim off this and prune it really well, prune it back pretty good, but that still doesn't mean that these tomatoes are going to turn red before it gets really, really cold. At this point, I'll move down to this one here too. At this point, you see they're good size, and this one has got some issues here, but these are okay. So I'm going to make the decision, rather than to try to trim these back and water them and hope that we don't get an unexpected freeze, which would really kill them. I think instead of trying to hold on to them, I'm going to fold. The best thing to do right now, I think, is to go ahead and cut these green tomatoes off and take them in the house and let them finish ripening under my grow lights indoors. At least that way I will have them, because what will happen too is if you leave them on the vine and the vine dies or gets disease, you won't get any. So I think the main way that I can ensure that I will be able to get these is to cut them off and take them in. So that's my choice. So I'm going to start taking some of these off and harvesting these. I'm sad about it that they didn't actually get to be green, get to be red. They're still green, but it's only so much you can do. So you got to kind of go with the hand you're dealt with gardening sometimes, and try to make the best decisions that you can with your vegetables. So I'm moving you down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna get some off right here. These are large ones here. I'm just gonna cut them off and put them in my little harvest basket. 3 here. And it makes me sad, but that's the season that we're in. I'm glad that they grew. I'm glad that I have this many. And as you can see, there's nothing wrong with the tomatoes. They will ripen up indoors. But I prefer that they ripen on the vine, but that's just not happening this time. And so this time of year, you have to evaluate where you are in your garden and determine what the garden has time to do. Does it have time to finish ripening your vegetables, or does it not have enough time left in the growing season this year? So same thing with my squash. I grew some squash. My squash plants are gone, and I don't have any more squash growing. I did harvest all of the squash off of there, so they're gone until next year. A couple. But that's just the way it goes. The season comes, you do the best you can during the growing season, and that's all you can do. But I'm not really upset, because even though they didn't turn red, there's still a lot of them. Once they ripen indoors, I have enough for me, and I do have enough to either give away or make some tomato sauce, because there's still quite a few on here. Oh, let's see, that's it for this plant. There are more here. Look at that. And so, let me know what's going on where you are. If you're gardening, what's the status of your garden at this point? Now I do have some lettuce that I'm growing indoors. So if I choose to, I can make a salad or numerous salads with these. Look at, that's a nice one. This over here. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going through and I'm cutting off these tomatoes, and after I take all of the tomatoes off, I'm going to cut down the plants, and I have them in 20-gallon smart pots. So I'm going to put these away. I'll use the pots again next year, and I'm going to call it a season for my tomatoes. But I just wanted to take you along. I wanted to let you know how things are going. I hope things are going well for you. I have some brassicas growing on the other side of the yard. They're doing okay. When I check on them, and tomorrow or the next day, I will bring you along so you can see how the brassicas are developing over there. But for now, I'm working with these tomatoes. It's kind of bittersweet. I'm kind of sad that I have to take them off before they're red, but I think I'm making the right decision to take them before the plants themselves have issues. So that's it for now. You have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.